Hello, everyone. This is a short recap of episode 5 of Tales of the Walking Dead. Imagine waking up handcuffed to a walker, surrounded by a crowd that wants you dead. Everyone is convinced you're a killer, but there's just one problem. You don't remember anything. Devin regains consciousness after a sharp blow to the head. He finds himself handcuffed to a walker that is trying to lunge at him. At that moment, a memory of a woman in drawings on the wall flashes through his mind. He grabs a prosthetic leg and uses it to fend off the walker. As deep night falls, a little girl finds him. Devin asks for help, but she, frightened, calls out to her mother. It is clear that she recognizes him as she shouts, "Devin, it's him! Hurry up!" before running away. He hallucinates that the walker is calling him a criminal. As he drags it along, accusations echo in his mind. He briefly hides under an overturned tree before continuing his journey. Upon reaching a small building, he tries to enter, but the door is locked. A discovery on the walker, a photograph and a set of keys, raises questions in his mind. "Who are you?" Devin asks. 897, comes the response. Continuing on, Devin hears those same numbers again when they reach the intended location. A memory resurfaces. 2 Franco-Canadian women had saved him. He wakes up in bed as one of them treats the wound on his leg. They return his boot, inside of which is a photograph of his family. Back in the present, Devin and his companion enter a garage marked 897. Inside, there are signs of a struggle, bloodstains, and his missing boot. Suddenly, flashes of memory flood his mind. One of the women turning into a walker and saying, "Sometimes, the only way out is release." Not wanting to drag the walker along any longer, Devin takes a hacksaw and frees himself from the cuffs. He then carries the body into the house and lays it on a table. Memories surface. He, Nora, Amanda, and a teenager named Arnaud had once sat at this very table, enjoying a meal together. Amanda had told them that Arnaud had a scar on his throat because he and his father had ventured too far beyond the walls, and his father never made it back. Smiling at the memory, Devin then solemnly says, "I'm sorry, Amanda." His gaze falls on a piano, sparking another recollection. Nora had taught him how to play. She had encouraged him even when he made mistakes. There was clearly an attraction between them. Upstairs, Devin notices a familiar poster, triggering another surge of memories. He recalls waking up after being rescued. Nora and Amanda had given him a new pair of glasses, as his old ones had been broken. They explained that he was in Maine. Devin recounts how he had encountered a hostile man in the woods. He hadn't shot at him, but the man opened fire. Devin believes that violence isn't the only solution, but Amanda disagrees. She insists that sometimes there is simply no other choice. A brief flashback shows Devin hearing a child repeatedly saying something in French through a ventilation shaft. He descends into the basement to investigate and finds a boy chained up. A memory stirs within him, but reality quickly snaps back, and he sets the child free. Suddenly, Amanda enters the basement. She calmly says, "Sometimes release is mercy," before placing a black hood over Devin's head. The next memory transports us to a warm moment. Devin brings Nora strawberries, making her happy. She wanted to add them to a salad, though Devin thinks it would ruin the taste. A lighthearted flirtation sparks between them. In the present, Devin is tied to a gravestone. His hood is removed, revealing an enraged crowd accusing him of a terrible crime. Among the people, he spots Nora. She also believes he is guilty of something. Arnaud steps forward and kneels beside Amanda's body, blaming Devin for her death. Devin insists that he didn't do anything. He would never harm anyone unless he was forced to defend himself. Overcome with emotion, Arnaud says that his mother was kind and caring, always helping those around her. He suggests that Devin might have hurt her when she discovered the truth, but Devin still doesn't understand what they're talking about. The crowd demands to know where the children are. Confused, Devin admits that he saw a boy. One by one, the people raise their hands, palms up. Desperate for answers, he turns to Nora, but she falls to her knees before him, begging him to say where he saw the boy. Devin confirms that it was in the basement. He is seized and dragged toward the van as they declare his punishment. The people say he must be held accountable for his actions. They order him inside, threatening that this will be the end for him. Amid the chaos, Devin's memory begins to clear. In despair, he tries to convince them that he is innocent. He is certain that Amanda was the one truly responsible. If they condemn him, they will be punishing an innocent man, making them just as cruel. He pleads with Nora to intervene, but the crowd has already made its decision. Devin is shoved into the van. Inside, a flood of memories returns, drawings of boys on the walls. Then he clearly remembers seeing children in the basement, chained up. At that moment, Amanda had told him that he didn't belong there. As the excavator's bucket moves in to crush the van, Devin screams that one of the children is still alive. Shocked, Nora orders them to stop the execution because Devin mentions her son, Garen. But the townspeople are convinced he is lying to save himself. As Devin continues to shout, the machine begins to move. Nora rushes to the driver, trying to stop him, sparking a struggle. The enraged crowd divides, turning on each other in a heated argument that escalates into a fight. Amid the chaos, Devin spots Arnaud running away. Seizing the opportunity, he manages to escape. The next morning, Devin returns to the house he couldn't enter before and notices Arnaud going inside. Carefully peeking through the door, he sees Garen chained up inside. Arnaud speaks to the boy in a stern tone, scolding him for trying to escape but eventually forgiving him. He tells Garen that whenever he was afraid, his mother would always give him a treat to calm him down. Devin recalls a moment when he was reading in his room and heard a child's voice. He envisions himself descending into the basement, finding a boy repeating the same words, just as Arnaud now speaks to Garen. Then, Devin remembers the truth. He really did find Garen in the basement and tried to free him, but Amanda stopped him. She attacked him, and a struggle ensued. In the end, Devin managed to hold her back, preventing her from chasing Garen. They reached the garage where, during the struggle, Amanda fell into a corrosive substance. The effects were severe, leaving her in critical condition. Immediately after, Arnaud struck Devin on the head, knocking him unconscious. Later, Devin came to his senses and, with his last strength, carried Amanda through the forest until he collapsed again. In that moment, flashes of memory surged through his mind, and now he realizes that Garen had been with him all along. Devin enters the room and comes face to face with Arnaud, who is armed with a knife. Arnaud admits that he knew Devin could be a problem, but they allowed him to stay because of Nora. Shocked, Devin asks why Arnaud has done such terrible things. Arnaud responds that he believes he is sparing the children from future suffering. He repeats his mother's words, "Sometimes it's the only way out." Devin realizes that Amanda was aware of what was happening. Arnaud continues explaining. At first, his mother didn't know the truth, but eventually she uncovered it. She tried to stop him, but she realized that the boy they had found couldn't be allowed to leave. He might reveal everything. In the end, they left him in the forest. Amanda had no other choice. It was her son, and she had almost lost him once before. Devin and Arnaud step out of the house, finding themselves in a nearby field. Arnaud gets distracted by strange noises coming from underground. Devin seizes the opportunity. He wrests the weapon from Arnaud's grip. He then pushes aside a wooden beam and reveals two walkers buried beneath the rubble. Furious, Devin shouts out Nora's name. At that moment, Arnaud falls to his knees, begging him to stop. He swears he will leave and never return. Just then, Garen appears, followed closely by Nora and the other townspeople. Garen tells everyone what really happened. Arnaud tries to accuse him of lying, but no one believes him anymore. Devin turns to the townspeople and accuses Arnaud of his crimes. "You were ready to kill me, but what if you had realized too late that you were wrong?" He urges them that there is still hope, that they can choose a different path. But Nora, overwhelmed with emotion, strikes Arnaud across the face. One by one, the other townspeople follow suit. They grab Arnaud and drag him toward the pit. At the last moment, he turns to Devin for help, but the people throw him down. Inside the pit, small zombies swarm him, biting into his flesh. This most convoluted episode ends with Devin silently walking away.